Hey everyone, Nintendo Gen 64 is here, and welcome back to Let's Play Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. In today's part, we're going to be going into Tornado Alley, and we're going to be 100%ing this level. Yes, we're going to get the gem, the crystal, and the relic, but Coco has a little something to say to us.
The generators shoot them down! It looks like Neo's using them to make the tornado!
Ooh, Neo's using them. That's interesting, because they never really refer to him as Neo. They always call him Cortex or Dr. Cortex. Even though, yes, his first name is actually Neo Cortex, as you probably know. Anyway, yes, this is Tornado Alley, very similar to the flying levels from Crash Bandicoot 3. Actually, this game is very, very similar to Crash Bandicoot 3 in more aspects than just this level. Now, there is a key difference to this level that you probably have already noticed, and that is that everyone trying to shoot us in these little planes here are actually the bosses from Crash Bandicoot 3. There's Engine, Entropy, Dingodile, and Tiny, which I wasn't a huge fan of that idea. Like, I like the bosses in Crash Bandicoot games. Those are like some of the highlights of playing Crash Bandicoot, is fighting these bosses. And they kind of just relegated them to just generic enemies in this game. I like the idea of the lab assistants being bosses, not being bosses, being enemies in the flying level in Crash Bandicoot 3. But in this it kind of makes no sense, because aren't these guys supposed to be like the top henchmen in whatever organization Cortex is running? You know, it kind of seems like Entropy probably has better things to do with his time than fly around and shoot me in a plane and get shot at and die, you know? It's like, how do they survive getting shot at in planes and falling to their death? How do they come back immediately? Like, see, I like the idea of the lab assistants just being spawned out enemies, but like the bosses, who you never actually kill the bosses, you always just sort of defeat them in previous Crash Bandicoot games. In this one, you're killing them, literally. Like, you're shooting them out of the sky, and they're presumably falling to their death. Like, how do they survive that? I don't know, that's just a little gripe I had with this. That's not even the most important part of the level, I don't think, is the bosses, but no, I'm still missing crates, which is annoying because I've got not much health left. Oh, there's one all the way over there, you're kidding me. So there's Dingodile there. Dingodile's a weird color in this game. He's kind of like browny, but like not a good brown, like a maroon kind of burgundy brown. And Tiny's there, who looks completely retarded in this game. I think Tiny, his best like model for him was the Crash Bandicoot 2 model, if you ask me. Like, he never really looked like, that was the pinnacle of what Tiny looked like in Crash Bandicoot 2. It was all downhill after that. And don't get me started on what he looks like in Crash Bash. God. Okay. Well, I suppose everyone looks pretty terrible in Crash Bash. But there we go. That's the crystal and the gem from Tornado Alley. We'll go back in there in a second and get the relic, because it's obviously a vehicle level, as you just saw, and there's no strategic reason to come and backtrack to get the relic in vehicle levels. Since the other reason you'd backtrack to get relics is because it's easier to get them with the speed shoes, like the speed, whatever they're called.
You want a piece of me, Bandicoot? Huh? Huh? Do ya? Huh? Wuss.
That guy's got a very strong Boston accent. I'll speed up the loading screen again. I should also say, actually, that... Shut up. I should probably say that the music in Crash Wrath of Cortex obviously is made by Traveler's Tales' in-house music production studio software, no, you know, their in-house audio production crew, because it sounds very similar to, like I said, in my previous Let's Play, Muppet Race Mania, but also sounds very similar to Monsters Inc. Scare Island as well. Especially this theme here, this sounds like something from Muppet Race Mania. Like the instruments and stuff, you can tell that they're just reusing from Muppet Race Mania, which I don't know if there's a game they did before that. And that's like that came out in what, 99, so I'm just assuming that's like their earliest like game with this type of music in it. They could very well have made games before that I'm not aware of. I mean, I can almost guarantee you that they have made games before. Oh shit! I didn't even... Oh dear. What a rookie mistake. I was too busy talking about the music to realize that I didn't get the time trial clock, which means I have to go back in there and get the clock, because otherwise there's no point, because the time trial hasn't started, which is annoying. Yeah, well, it only takes a couple seconds. And this level is very short, so what are you gonna do?
The generators, shoot them down.
Alright, see,
Looks like Neo's using them to
there's
make
the clock.
tornadoes.
It's probably strategic, actually, to fly into the clock, because the timer doesn't actually start until you hit it. So if you shot it from a distance, then it would start before you reached it, whereas if you just fly into it, then it starts when you touch it. See, this is all strategy in Crash Bandicoot games. That guy who just shot us there was Entropy, obviously. But it was actually my favorite boss in any Crash Bandicoot game. Or maybe not boss, maybe character. Because I'm a huge mark for time travel and that kind of stuff. Like, Back to the Future, I've seen those movies a million times probably. So, and they got me hooked on the concept of time travel when I was a young kid. So that's why I'm such a huge Entropy fan. Like that Crash Bandicoot fan game I made 3 years ago, Entropy was like the leader, I guess, of that game. And I kind of relegated Cortex to like, sorry about that, like penultimate boss level status, whatever. Okay, so yes, you need to get 2 minutes to get the silver, or no, sapphire, I'm good, relic. And I think it's, I don't know, something like 50 seconds to get the platinum or something. I don't know, I probably will get platinum, to be honest. This might be the only level I do get platinum in, but we'll see. Let's see if I can get this. Please explode. There we go. 55.36. I do not know what the world record is, but I can tell you it's not that. And there is engine, and there is tiny. Yes, there's the platinum. Let's just put in A, R, D. Yes, I'll do. Okay, well, thanks for watching this part of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. We just 100%ed Tornado Alley, which is a very minuscule task. In the next part, guess what? Another non-platforming level as we go into Bamboozled. I'll see you then, guys. Farewell for now, but not forever. Goodbye.